Hi guys, welcome back. I hope you guys are doing well. My name is Chris. So in keeping with self-improvement, I want us to talk about personal finance. I want us to talk about 5 money mistakes that we are making that is keeping us out of pocket. So when it comes to your money, do you find yourself asking questions such as, why can't I save enough money? Why is my money never enough? Why am I always in debt? Why am I scared to look into my bank account, or why am I anxious to discuss money? Well, let's talk about 5 practical ways to fix this. The first and foremost way to fix this is by using the correct budgeting structure, which uses the 50-30-20 rule as a basis to build more structure into your spending habit. The 50-30-20 rule originates from a book, All Your Worth, the Ultimate Lifetime Money Plan. And guys, this is the book and I would recommend that you read. It's based off 20 years of extensive research. And the approach here is that it takes your after-tax income and it spreads it across your needs, your wants, and your savings, respectively. It's a book that allows you to take control and master your finances. For the purposes of the examples I'll give, I'll use British pounds because I live in the UK. However, the basis here is your after-tax income. So wherever you find yourself in the world, this approach should work. The ONS reports that the average salary in the UK between the period of 2021-2022 for a full-time earner was roughly £38,000. So let's assume that that person went to university and of course they have to make student finance repayment. So after tax and student finance has been deducted, we are left with roughly £2,375. So 50% of that amount should be allocated to your needs. Your needs may include rents, repayment, mortgage repayment, basic utilities or basic groceries, transportation costs. So 50% of £2,375 is roughly £1,190. So that amount is supposed to be allocated to your need. So if you do the maths and you notice that you're spending more than 50% on your needs, then this means that you need to go back to the drawing board and find ways that you can cut back. And this could be as maybe switching to cheaper energy providers, or without compromising on your wants, finding alternative ways to shop, i.e. looking at sales options to save a few pennies here and there. And as Benjamin Franklin puts it, that a penny saved is a penny earned. 30% of your after-tax income should be allocated to your wants. So your wants may comprise of entertainment such as Netflix, Amazon Prime, Apple Music, holidays, going out with friends, buying clothes, gym memberships, subscriptions. Your wants are non-essentials. These are things that you choose to spend your money on. 30% of £2,375 works out to roughly £700. So £700 should be allocated to your wants. So if you do the maths again and you notice that you're spending more than £700 on your wants, then look at things that you can cut out, because remember, these are your wants, so you can make do without them. 20% of your after-tax income should be allocated to your savings. 20% of £2,375 works out to roughly £475. So consistently saving £475 every single month within a given year works out to roughly £6,000. I think £5,700. That is a lot of money, considering 34% of adults in the UK have either no savings or less than £1,000 in savings. I also want to highlight here that the budgets may differ from person to person because we all earn differently. Additionally as well, what I tend to do in months where I don't exhaust that full amount, I put the remainder of that money into a miscellaneous account. I don't put it into my savings, because I believe that your savings is for the long term and not the immediate short term. So absolutely nothing would push me to touch my savings. So anytime I need to make emergency purchases, I look to my miscellaneous account or I look to my wants to see what I can cut out within that given month in order to make that emergency payment. 2, earn an extra income. Improving your financial health doesn't mean that everything should be about cutting back. You can look to passive income opportunities. I use apps such as Vinted to sell items and clothing that I do no longer need. And I believe this is a good way to promote a sustainable economy, because I'm giving a second life to these items that I would have thrown away. So you can look to that opportunity, or if you own a house, you can look to renting a spare bedroom. You can also look to investment opportunities. I use apps such as Trading 212, Vanguard, and eToro. This video is not being sponsored by any of the apps. When it comes to investment, no matter how small an investment you make sure that you are well read and you are well informed. Don't let anyone force you into making investment choices that you are not comfortable with, because at the end of the day, it's your money, and if you lose that money, it's your loss. After you've considered your investment mix, the right choice is based on two factors. One, the investor profile, and two, macroeconomic factors. Investor profile looks at your current financial situation. The second thing we are looking at is time horizons. Do you want to invest for a long term, a medium term, or a short term? So you have to answer that for yourself. Another factor too that we are looking at is your risk appetite. How much risk are you willing to take? Or are you going to put in stop losses? If you take £100 of your money and you buy £100 of shares in Netflix, are you willing to lose all that money, or you're going to put in stop loss to say, okay, if I make a trade and my money hits £50, throw me out of the trade so that I hold on to that £50. So you have to look at your risk appetite. Macroeconomic factors looks at indicators such as GDP, unemployment, inflation, interest rates. This is taking me back to economics, but yes, these indicators, among others, this looks at how well the economy is performing. So all these factors come together to help you make informed decisions when it comes to investment opportunities. So I'll say that make sure that you read up on them before you venture into any form of investment. Additionally, you can also look to cashback alternatives, because I know that some bank accounts give you some money back if you use your cards to make certain purchases. Such an example would be if you use your card to pay for utility bills, you can get some money back, which is a good way to also earn an extra income. 3, decrease or pay off your debt. 2/3 of people in the UK, that is 65% of people, admitted that they will not last more than 3 months without needing to borrow money. 3 months without needing to borrow money, and that is an alarming figure. Assets are often acquired through financing, such as mortgages or car loans, and this sometimes we call meaningful debt, because perhaps we don't have money sitting, thousands of pounds sitting there just for you to buy a house. However, anytime it comes to taking on extra debt, look at your repayment capacity and plan for it. Don't take on debts that you're not certain or sure of how you are going to pay them. Be prepared for adverse situations such as increase or decrease in income, increase or decrease in interest rate. COVID happened where people lost their jobs. So in instances where that happens, would you be able to keep yourself afloat until you find alternative salary source? So how would you be able to pay for your debts if you lose your job? Recently, we're facing increase in interest rate, which is making mortgage repayment very costly for those that already have a house. And then secondly as well, is making it extremely costly for first-time buyers to jump onto the property ladder. When it comes to paying off your debt as well, focus on what you owe and pay for it. Don't take on a credit card to pay for a loan. Don't take a loan to pay for a credit card. Don't take a loan or a credit card to pay for a store card. That is not an effective way to manage your finances. I would suggest that you pay off the debt with the highest interest rates attached. Although credit cards can help you improve your credit score, this is something I'll touch on later on. Interest rate attached to credit cards are very high, and if you don't manage it properly, it can negatively affect your credit. So I'll suggest that you pay off debts with the highest interest rate attached to it, and then work your way up to the debts with the lowest interest rate attached. Or you can look at paying off your smallest debt first and working your way up to your biggest debt. Financial institutions are now making it possible where people can consolidate their debt. That way they have one interest rate attached to that product, and they can solely focus on that one payment that they can make every single month. The fourth point is to avoid minor expenses. And these are expenses that we make without noticing. So this is the extra coffee on your way to work or gym subscription. As an example, I use Pure Gym. So with Pure Gym, a standard membership is $18.99. Having such a subscription and not using it within a year amounts up to roughly £227. So that is money that can be allocated to your grocery shopping easily. So be mindful of these expenses or these subscriptions that we have that we are not using. Another thing that we should also be mindful of is bug off, buy one, get one free. Marketers, retailers know that we human beings, we love what we see, lust of the eyes. And for that reason, they try and push products to us so easily. So just because you see a big red, yellow sign saying sale doesn't necessarily mean that you are always going to make a saving on that product that you buy. When it comes to buying on sales as well, ask yourself, was this something that was already in my budget? Something that I was planning to buy in the given month or in the given year? If it was, then of course you are making a savings. If it wasn't, then you are out of pocket by that much of money. When it comes to buying on sales as well, ask yourself, is this something that you're going to use regularly? Because if the answer is yes, then you get more money out of it. If the answer is no, then I would suggest that you do not buy those items. The fifth way is you as an individual. This is you improving on your skill set so that you can earn more on your main, whether it be 9 to 5, 8 to 4, or whatever hours that you work. While reducing your cost is important when it comes to your income, there is only so much that you can cut back, especially if you don't earn enough in the first place. And also sometimes living costs can rise above our wages and makes it increasingly difficult for us to make purchases. So if your income does not rise to match that, it will leave you living paycheck to paycheck, which is not an effective or efficient way to live. You'll be overstretched. Brainstorm on ways to improve your income. So this could be asking for a promotion or taking on a professional course that will improve your skills, after which you can sit with your manager and pitch that idea to him as to why you deserve a promotion. Or you can look to apply elsewhere for a higher paying job, which of course will give you more income. However, you still have to use a 50-30-20 rule as a basis to build more structure into your spending habit. So guys, I would say that review your financial goals ever so often. Don't leave it to the last minute, whether it be in the new year before you think about it, or towards the year end before you reflect on this. Review your financial goals ever so often so that you can see whether you are heading towards the right direction. If not, then find alternative means to master your finances and to take control over your money. Let me know if this is something that you enjoyed listening to, because it would inform my subsequent videos. And please also share with anyone that you think will benefit from financial literacy, because I believe throughout my education, whether it be in primary school, secondary, A-level, university, or even through my master's, I was not opportune to have any course that specifically focused on personal finance. So share with anyone that you think will benefit from this video. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to share again. And finally, but not the least, don't forget to subscribe. Bye guys, until next time.